Welcome to NRL from the Sidelines. You're with...
Sorry.
No, it's not. It's from the Sidelines.
Good. Start again.
Welcome to From the Sidelines with Tom, Brian and Steve. And as we do every time this week, we're going to talk about the round of NRL that's just been played. Gentlemen, how are you tonight?
Mm-hmm.
How's the arm?
It's still there.
It
tells me every 5 minutes.
Feeling a bit drawn out, to be honest.
What, you're over his arm already, are you?
I don't quite understand that comment either.
Don't you?
No. Okay. I'm a work in progress, but I'm getting there slowly.
Cool. It's a work in progress. Brian, you good?
Drawn out.
Drawn out.
I feel like I'm just been a long day.
Feeling stretched.
Yeah, I feel the same. Today has been a long day.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
We're a quarter of the year over already.
Yeah.
It feels like we just had Christmas.
About to have Easter.
Yeah.
We're
full of doom and gloom, aren't you?
We're 5 weeks into the NRL season.
Oh my goodness! Don't say that.
Technically, nearly 6.
All right, technically nearly 6.
Yeah.
But let's talk about round 5.
Yes.
What a good round of football.
No.
Oh, what a terrible round of football.
Yes.
No, look, I thought there was lots of great stuff happening in the games. Win or lose, I mean, it always sucks when you lose, but I thought that there was some tremendous games played.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those games.
Let's talk about them. So let's start with the Sydney Roosters 28 beating the Parramatta Eels 20.
Score flattered the Eels.
Score flattered the Roosters.
The Roosters were dominant.
Yeah, which made me wonder why the Parramatta Eels got so close to you.
Yeah.
Because they took their foot off the pedal in the last 5 minutes.
They had players binned. Nothing going on at the Eels, and the Roosters think it was dominant. They won by 8 points against 12 men.
Well, they scored
and the ref. Sorry, it was 12 against 14.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is the Roosters don't ref the game for a start.
Yeah,
okay?
I know, but you did in that case for some.
They don't ref the game.
You did in that game.
Look, I thought that the Roosters just been building every week, and that wasn't a perfect performance by any means. I've got to give it to the Eels. In the first 40, 50 minutes, they saved some tries exceptional. I mean, you don't like Mitch Moses, but geez, I tell you what, that legs tackle on Toops was exceptional. And
did he pull his hair? Because he did now game the week before.
I just love Clint Gutherson. Incredible. I mean, some of the work that he did
but he
amazing.
doesn't have any X factor, so let's get rid of him.
He is an exceptional player.
I think he's a man bun.
He gives you a 9. He gives you a 9 out of 10 virtually every week.
Yeah.
He's tremendous. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the Tedesco tackle? Was it a send off?
No, I don't think it was.
I don't think it was either. I think it was worthy of a bin.
Yeah. Look,
but
when I first saw it, I thought no, it's not even a bin. Then they slowed it down, and look, there's a few trains of thought. So just bear with me. So you're passing the ball.
Is this going to be a long train?
No.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, you're passing the ball. You in order to get momentum, you squat to pass.
Yeah.
The problem with Tedesco is that he runs squatted.
Yeah.
And so he's always running lower. So he's going to be a bit susceptible to higher hits.
Yeah.
But the problem is he hit him fair in the head.
And if you think about it, if he squats, yeah, okay.
So,
but he turned his shoulder. Now, I don't think Bailey Simonson is a dirty player.
I don't think
he would have intended to do any harm. But in that situation, he got it completely balls up because he basically propped and turned his shoulder. And to me, that look, I'm happy with the sin bin, but honestly, that could have easily been a send off. Given the
I don't think it was a send off. Like I said, at first glance, I didn't even think it was a bin, and then I watched it again, and I went, "Oh, he did hit him in the head."
Yeah.
Done. Fair enough.
So look, I mean, it's one of those things that happens. It's unfortunate, and
Parramatta had 2 bins.
Yeah. Look, the first one, I didn't even see what happened, so I was really surprised by that, and I can see that the Eels would be disappointed by it, but apparently, technically, he broke the rule.
Yeah, but then Cleary didn't get binned for his professional foul either.
Cleary.
Yeah,
I know. I thought that the first binning for a parent was weird.
Yeah.
And maybe, I needed to go back and have a look at it 3 or 4 times to see where it came from.
They didn't explain it very well to the punter.
Because it wasn't explainable.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought.
So you think that was a good game? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying it was a good game.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking this bloke. You said it was a great weekend of footy.
It was a
great
great weekend.
That was a good game. All right.
I thought it was a good game.
All right. Let's go to
A good game. It doesn't matter if there are some errors in the game, some missed tackles. A good game is something that's competitive.
You know what? In my mind, that was the best game of the weekend because, as much as I hate Parramatta, I actually found myself going, "Please score."
Can I just say
hate the Roosters?
Can I just say Luke Keary also had, I think, one of his best games in a long time.
And they look. Last thing I'm saying is Brandon Smith, when they all start to work out what they're doing, Smith in the middle doing what he's always done for Melbourne, and the halves feeding off him could be dynamite.
Yeah.
You know. So and it's just started to show it.
All right, GIO Stadium, Penrith 53, Canberra 12.
And this was 13-6, I think, at halftime.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
Good game, Steve.
No, this wasn't.
The Raiders dropped their bundle.
Unless you're a Penrith supporter.
Yeah.
No,
But even then, you wouldn't think that was a good. I mean,
No,
they just took their opportunity.
let me just tell you, your team gets up by 40 points and you're that team supporters,
You'll be
it's a
happy.
good game.
Yeah, but how do the Raiders, who have a reasonable team, 5 weeks into the competition, are being beaten by 50?
Well, I don't know. Remember last year? Like I said, last year amazed me. Like, Ricky Stewart came out after, 6-7 rounds and goes, they're on their own. Like, they're hopeless, in effect.
Yeah.
And they came back to make the 8. I don't understand. How can you be such a slow starter?
And they've got a pretty reasonable squad.
Yeah. And I do want to say, thank you, Raiders, for playing Penrith into form. That's really appreciated.
You wouldn't be playing them next week, would you?
No.
Oh, no, you're playing them next week, I think.
No,
Week
we're
after.
not.
No, it's us.
We got a couple of weeks.
Yeah, look, Panthers were dominant. The Mules kid did well. He should be at Manly, or dare I say, at Souths.
The Mules kid.
The Mules kid.
Oh, is that
Little
Hosking?
Zach Hosking.
Hosking, right.
Why should he be at South?
Didn't he play for Souths?
The Mule.
His father.
Yeah,
You talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, I think
David
he might have
Hosking played
actually.
for Souths, yeah.
he did, yeah.
He couldn't make first grade there, but at least he played there. It was a legend for us.
Yeah, so not much to say except Penrith put a lot of points on.
Do we want to talk about No, we don't want to talk about any weak gutted dog incidents.
No, I don't think so. I think
Because
enough.
You know what?
Enough was said about that.
And I listened to Paul Kent last
Oh,
night, and I agree
please.
with him.
Really?
Seriously, don't go all mopey and sad, and then how upsetting it is that you get abused, and then come out and abuse someone when it's your turn. No.
Yeah,
Seriously.
But in saying that, Paul Kent just continually defends Ricky Stewart full stop. He never has a bad thing to say about the Raiders. And to be perfectly honest, isn't this what we want? These teams, Penrith and Canberra, they hate each other.
Look,
That's beautiful.
Is there two teams that don't hate each other?
Well, yeah, there are, but there's this rivalry is better than the Battle of Brisbane was last week. This rivalry has a bit of tradition and a bit of mongrel in it. It's not just two teams from the same town.
I'm not saying I don't agree with that. I'm fine with that. I love the tradition. I love the tribalness of it all. But don't come out how upset you are about being abused and then abuse.
Yeah.
It's the hypocrisy of
And
it
I think
like.
the coach should have let it lie. He shouldn't have said anything. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think that was helpful at all.
We're not talking about it though.
Yeah.
We're not talking about it. Jack Whiten.
Yeah. What about him?
Wasn't there?
Yeah.
No, do you want to talk about Jack Whiten, or we want to leave it till later?
What do we want to talk about?
He's put himself on the open market.
Of course he has. We said that last week.
I
And he's
know.
going to Souths with his good mate Latrell.
He's not coming to South. We can't afford him.
No.
He's going to Souths.
The
don't have a-
Dolphins.
we
You
don't-
go to
he
the
Just,
Dolphins.
you know what? He just wants to play Rabbitohs football.
No, he won't come to South because we don't have a sombrero.
He'll
go to the Roosters.
He'll go to the Dolphins. Why would we want him? We don't need him.
Oh, yes,
You don't. You've got international senior reserve grade. You don't need anyone.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly
All right,
right.
let's go on to
Once we agree.
Accor Stadium, where the Melbourne Storm beat South 18-10. And I got to tell you, I was out there on this game, and Melbourne were doing their typical lying all over the place. And no, look, honestly,
I said it's his
no,
first
let
comment.
me finish.
comment.
Let me finish.
The week before, it was just South's just exceptional defence despite their, their 7 sets
let
at
me
start
finish.
again and everything else. This week, I know it was Melbourne.
Let
terrible.
me
Jeez, I'm glad
Oh
we're having
my
somebody else
goodness.
getting hammered for a
Far
change.
out. Bring it on. Go on. Okay, let you finish now.
Okay, lying all over the ruck.
Yeah, lying all over him, yeah.
Okay. See how now you know how I feel.
Let him finish.
I don't think I want to now. I think I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes just sitting here quietly.
Now you know how I feel.
But
Sometimes.
what I was going to say is, that being said, Melbourne were exceptional and deserved to win. Their defence was outstanding, and South looked lost and tired. And honestly, I think South were lost and tired. They've had 5 really hard games.
I was going to say that in their defence, I think their first 10 weeks are a nightmare. Horrible.
But
a lot of away games
but Melbourne were exceptional.
Compared to the last couple of weeks, they were certainly enormously better, and they're going to get back Hughes next week.
Yep.
Which will only help. The young fellas, you can tell they're young, you can tell they're green. They're still making errors and things, but Bellamy got their defence right last week.
And there were some points when South were attacking the line where honestly I don't know how South didn't score. Yeah. Probably 4 or 5 opportunities. Even Johnson.
Yeah.
There was one with Cody Walker. But Melbourne were good enough. And look, like I say, I think Melbourne did Melbourne because they slowed down the ruck and they did it well. But they were exceptional. And I think Melbourne, you're right. When they get their players back, they'll be outstanding.
And I remarked that Latrell actually not returned the ball. He actually did a couple of hit-ups that weren't returning the ball, which surprised me. But in the end, he did three hit-ups for 37 metres.
Let me tell you that there were supporters screaming at Latrell to do more than what he's done.
Well, finally,
this game, he did but look, I understand the way Latrell plays, and I think it's great. But even this game, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So he's almost pulled back.
He talks a good game about himself. But he's just not living up to it.
If he wants to win a Dally M, he's got to do a lot more.
He's just not living up to it.
All
to
right,
the
Tom,
hype he creates.
The next game was a bludger of a game. If you really want a bludger of a game, Newcastle and Manly, 32 all, couldn't kick a field goal to save their lives in Golden Point. Yeah. Brian, you got Cherry Evans in your team.
Well, I just want to know. This game came about, and I could point out probably 30 messages I got from people.
Only 30.
What a bludger of a game! 32 all. Everybody panned him. There's a game later on that was 32-30. Oh, best game I've ever seen. I don't understand you people. You're basically just haters, and I don't care.
I actually enjoyed both of those games, honestly.
Because I'll tell you why. It didn't look like either of these teams were going to win, where the other game, it looked could have been anybody.
You know what? I watched, in saying that, a couple of high points. Hamoli Olakuatu, he's exceptional. He's just getting better and better, and I hope they pick him for the Blues.
Well, I tell you what, when he's running at the fullback and the fullback just runs away.
Poor Lockie Miller.
I tell you what, other than that, Lockie Miller was exceptional.
He's good.
Any Manly team that has Morgan Harper in it is going to leak a whole bunch of points. I am in fear of next week.
I mean, Seagulls giving away 32 points is a bad look.
Yeah,
but I've got to give it to the Knights. The Knights have shown a real resilience, like the Warriors, that they've not been showing in years past.
Yeah.
And they don't have Kalen Ponga. Is he the problem? That's a good question. The other question is the Bradman Best try. Now, I know what you're going to say. I thought that was a try.
What am I going to say? Because you're going to put words in my mouth now.
No.
You said, I know what you're going to say, and you pointed at me.
All right, okay.
You're going to say it wasn't a try.
So what did you think, Brian?
No, you tell me what I'm going to say.
No, I'm not going to.
No, you know what I'm going to say. Tell me.
Can we call this quits tonight?
Far out.
Okay,
put words
tell me.
in my mouth.
Well, tell me.
No,
Well, you had a bad week. You're as grumpy as anything.
Look, it was a knock-on. It didn't look like it in real time. They slowed it down. It was. Got nothing more to say. The same thing happened in I wish I could remember the game. The same thing. It happened again.
I think I did say that too.
Yep. I still think we should. I'm not a fan of the bunker. We should just go with the rest.
It looked good enough to be a try, though, didn't it? It looked good enough to be a try.
Yeah, until he knocked it on.
In real time, it good enough to be a
just
try.
the way it is.
Are you concerned, though, that the Newcastle Knights put 32 points on Manly and you're playing Penrith next week, who scored 53 against the Raiders?
Yeah, Harper's still in the team. I'm concerned. And I know they went to. I know Brad Parker had an exceptionally bad game, which is a bit
unusual for him. Yeah.
I was watching this game, and when we went like 12 points up after 10 minutes, I got the phone out and I went, I better not. But I was thinking to myself, the game the night before, the South's Melbourne game, South's just looked flat.
Yeah.
That game, Manly and South's the week before, was fast and it was energetic and it was painful.
Yeah.
I know maybe professional.
And honestly, I'd say the same about Manly, that they looked flat, they looked tired.
I know.
I think that game last week took it out of both.
I know you shouldn't let in 32 points. They scored 32 points, so that's a plus.
And so did, and the Knights scored 32 points, which I think is a credit to them as well. What was the other thing I was going to say?
Jake, we're going to talk about Jake.
Jake Cement.
332 minutes. Missed like no tackles all year.
Yeah, read the article and
guys,
it
Right.
was good.
Okay, Wynn Stadium, Dragons 38, Dolphins 12. Has the bubble burst for the Dolphins?
Yeah, first sign of injuries and they're gone.
Injuries, no depth. Yeah.
First sign of injuries and they're gone. I mean, come on, any team that has injuries is going to struggle.
Well, that was probably predicted because of their depth. Once they got injuries, they'd struggle, and that seems to be playing out.
Yeah, like I said, the best you can do is Morgan Harper. We can blend into the Dolphins.
You want to make them worse, is what you're saying?
Might make a difference.
Okay. What did you think about St George?
They do all right inside the 20. They go left and right. They got fast play the balls and they go immediately 2 passes wide. I don't know how. I'm watching it going, oh, they're doing it again. Oh, they're doing it again. Oh, they're doing it again.
Did the Dolphins make them look good?
No, I think they did the same thing. They did the same thing when they came back against the Broncos. I don't think they've got much, but in the 20, where most teams are actually struggling a bit this year, the Dragons have got it all.
They've got a bit of speed there, haven't they, with Terrell Sloan?
Yeah, I don't know.
And Hunt's really good within the 10.
They scored some good tries.
Yep.
They really did.
Anyway, there you go. I think the Dolphins made them look good though.
All right. Broncos 46, Tigers 12. The Tigers are struggling just a little bit this year.
It was predicted that the Broncos would put a score on, but they look slick, the Broncos.
Yeah, the Tigers just make them look good.
Well, they did, but the Broncos have looked slick for the last 5 weeks. I mean, I think the last two or 3 weeks anyway, they've started to look really slick.
But that leaves the Tigers the only team without a win.
Yeah.
They look like they're anchored to the bottom of the ladder. They don't look like... You know what? It was... In every other game, teams have hung on. Well, except for the Raiders. Something's wrong there too. But in every other game, teams hung on. No one gave up. Like, any of those games could have gone either way. This game, it was just...
Is there any team that the West Tigers can beat this season?
Currently, they might beat the Dolphins, but only because of the Dolphins' injuries.
Okay.
They're terrible.
Well, I've just had a look at their next 3 weeks.
Yep.
They got Parramatta next week. They
Then
got
the
bye, and then they got Manly.
Right.
Yeah, I think they're in trouble.
Yeah, the pain.
Real
continues.
trouble.
Yeah.
And then they got Penrith, by the way.
and look, there's some kind of cultural problem there, and it's not being fixed. And it frustrates me that NRL 360 spends 15 minutes every single night of their show talking about the West Tigers, which gets really boring.
The other difference is the Broncos have had the same 17 every week. I think they're probably the only club. Like, you're expecting them to, no injuries, they're cruising.
Yeah.
The West Tigers haven't had the same fullback for 2 weeks.
No, that's right. But Broncos have also had 3 easy games. So, yes, they had 2 difficult ones to start with, but their last 3 have been really easy.
I was going to say, they came to Sydney and beat Penrith at Penrith.
That was the first game.
That's what I'm saying. That was the first game.
Though. And the second game was tough too, which they won.
Yeah.
But the last 3 games have been fairly easy.
They have. And I'm not discounting what they've achieved, but I'm not sure they're the world beaters everyone seems to be making.
Wherever their
yet.
bye is, it's going to come at a great time. You know, for you and I, we've got our buys early. That's not great. But to be 5-5 and to have won every one of those games,
With no injuries, yeah.
pretty good position.
Let's go to PointsBet Stadium. Warriors 32, Sharks 30. This was an exceptional game.
I loved watching this game. I mean, backwards and forwards. And as they said in the commentary, at 20-0 down, the Warriors normally would have turned up their toes.
Yeah.
And apparently they went into half-time and they were laughing and joking and going, you know what? We can do this. And that's an attitude that obviously the coaches instilled upon them that wasn't there before.
In fact, halftime score was something like 26-6 or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was.
So you know, to then win 32-30 from being halftime 26-6 down.
I mean, it was a bit of a 50-50 call on Royce Hunt and that push on whoever it was that caused, caused the penalty. But look, again, Sean Johnson.
He was exceptional.
How good is he playing? And apparently it's because he's home, he's with his family, he's not stressed, and he's enjoying his footy.
He's also playing outside a very talented 5'8", who's taken a lot of pressure off him as well.
Can I just say, and Ronaldo, Mulatalo, and a couple of others laughing in the face of their opposition when they drop the ball, when they score a try. That I don't like that because it comes.
You don't like it when. What about when Latrell does it?
Latrell doesn't do it.
He does.
No, he doesn't. No, not as much.
You got no say in this at all unless you condemn Latrell. Otherwise, your opinion's invalid.
Yeah.
Because Latrell does it, and that is the thing that we've been saying is annoying.
Yeah.
No,
You know-
Latrell doesn't do it like that.
He does.
Please.
You're right. You're right. It is annoying.
Yeah.
They should.
And it just seems immature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He looked good in the Penrith jersey. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said it.
Who?
Mulatalo.
What's hello?
why in a Penrith
He
jersey?
hates Penrith for some reason.
Because they do the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And the whole team does it. Except for Isaiah. He's got class.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, I mean, it was an exceptional finish, and
Yep.
you
Down.
know, they missed the kick at the end, would have put it into golden point, but I thought it was an exceptional game, and I've got to say I'm impressed with the Warriors this year.
And in the conditions too, when you consider the conditions, I thought the ball handling was pretty good.
You know when you beat the Warriors a few weeks ago, the Roosters beat the Warriors a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That I watched that game and I went, this Warriors team is useless. They got no energy, no effort. They are the worst team I have seen play all year. And then I saw the Tigers the week up the next day and it was terrible. But I thought they were gone. They were shot.
Yep.
And this is what they come back with. That is resilience.
All right, let's talk about the next one. Of course, Stadium with Dogs 15 beat North Queensland 14.
Another thriller.
Another thriller.
Addo-Carr.
That little chip at the end for Addo-Carr, that was genius.
That was.
I mean, it didn't turn out the way they wanted it to, but in the end,
and it was a pretty good field goal.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, it wasn't even that. I think it was about 8 seconds from the end, close to the sideline.
So, what do we think about the Dogs? I mean, they're hard to read, really. They've got, I still can't put a read on them.
I think it'll take time for them to gel together, and it was always going to take time. Half the team's new this year.
Yep.
But there is some potential there that perhaps I didn't see either.
Is Kickout suspended or injured?
He's injured.
He got a head knock during training.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, I noticed he was.
Yes, during training, which was interesting.
Look, Kyle Flanagan continues to struggle. He was really trying to run to attack the line, but he's really struggling.
I thought he had a good game here.
Yeah. I mean, still not what they need.
What do we think of North Queensland?
I thought they bought into their own hype earlier in the year, and I'm not convinced that they're out of it.
All right. Who wants to do the ladder?
His team's higher up.
Okay. On the top, unbeaten yet, 5-5. Broncos on 10 points. The Warriors in second position, 8. The Mighty Roosters on 8. And rounding out your 4 is the Seagulls on 7 points because of the draw. Just outside the 4 is the Panthers, the Storm, the Dolphins, and the Bulldogs in the top 8. We have the Titans, Dragons, Knights, Sharks down to 12. Then we have the Rabbitohs in 13th.
Won't last long.
The Cowboys 14, Eels 15, Raiders 16, and the West Tigers 17. And for a lot of these teams, the ladder's been turned on its head.
Which teams?
Eels, Raiders, Cowboys, Rabbitohs,
I must have been
Sharks.
surprised about Raiders.
Okay, before we go on to round 6, gentlemen,
yeah.
I want to ask you in
Question
particular.
without notice.
Yeah, Brian, I want to talk to you in particular about the point for your draw. Good idea or bad idea? Do you like it or don't like it?
I don't like Golden Point.
So you'd prefer to just have the draw?
I want them to play extra time.
So there's a result,
Yeah, I want a result.
which is what they do in the finals.
I tell you?
But I hate that 10 minutes of full time on a draw becomes a goal kickathon,
Yeah,
a
I
drop
agree.
kickathon. I don't like it.
So it should be golden try probably.
Well, I'd rather him go 10 minutes extra time. Then you know what? You want to kick a field goal, you have the opportunity for the other team to score a try.
Okay, but I wasn't really referring to the golden point. My point is that you now sit on 7 points, so you're on an odd number.
Yep.
So really, when it comes to Manly, you can discount any competition against other clubs when it comes to your for and against. It's irrelevant. Now, you sit in a position on your own. So get into the top 8. You'll be in your own position. So this is why I like having the draw, because it means that you're not going to be competing with other teams based on for and against.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
But you could easily miss out because of the
you
same
could easily
reason.
miss
I
out
was going to
for
say,
some
you give me that extra point, Manly are in second.
I get
I'd
that.
take second over fourth.
But early enough in the season, I mean, if you're not going to make the top 8, you weren't going to make it anyway. But you finish 4th, you don't have to worry about anyone else's for and against.
Yeah, see, look, I'm not... Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I'm looking at it now, and if the ladder stays this way, Manly play Penrith. If they don't put a score on us, there is the possibility that we still are above them.
But if they
We
do
don't
put a
have that
score
now.
on you, it doesn't hurt you at the end either. You could lose by 50 points, and your for and against at the end of the year is going to make a scrap of difference, unless there's a whole bunch of other draws.
If they beat you but don't put a score on, they're still going to be above you. They're going to be
Shut
8
up.
points.
You read the ladder.
All
You
right,
don't know
let's
nothing.
go. Let's go on to round 6, gentlemen.
Ooh, yeah,
Thursday
baby.
night, Melbourne Storm, Sydney Roosters
At Amy Park.
at Amy Park.
It's going to be a tough game.
With Hughes back and no Teddy.
No, Teddy. Oh, well, look, we're spoiled for choice. I mean,
Yeah, that's right.
Manu.
We lost our international fullback. We'll bring in an international
we'll
fullback.
bring in the Golden Booter.
My goodness. It's just
Who's going to play
ridiculous,
fullback?
isn't it?
Suwali?
Well,
Or-
Marnie's already been
Marnie.
listed as...
Yeah, but
yeah.
I think
He
that'll
will.
change.
He will. Because Suwali's still learning his position, and Trent wants him to continue learning his position, so he'll go back to the centres. Look, line baller, obviously I'll be tipping the Roosters, but could go in either way.
Storm.
Storm for me.
Fair enough.
I think the Storm have hit the straps, and I think being at home and no Teddy, I think is going to hurt.
Well, just looking at Hughes back, Harry Grant's actually running the ball again. Christian Walsh playing good footy.
But the Roosters are building. I mean, they're starting to get their combinations together.
Just
I
not
think.
convinced.
I think
Yeah.
they'll have enough.
Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock, Acorn Stadium, the Dogs against the Rabbitohs.
You can't win this game, you're in trouble.
I think
Serious
if we
trouble.
can't win this game, we are in big trouble.
And it's not to say that you are guaranteed to win this game, but I'm seriously saying that you need to win this game.
Oh, I know. I know
You
exactly
need
what
to
we
win
need.
this game.
Junior Totola's back,
Oh,
thankfully.
well, that's a big help. Yep.
And Dogs are short on players.
Yeah.
They've lost a couple of others this week.
Yeah. Rabbitohs should be winning this game.
Ockenball and a couple of others.
Yeah, they lost a winger. When I said we lost a winger, everybody went, "Yeah, there's a winger."
Ockenball is playing in the middle.
He is, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, still a
So-
winger.
He's playing in the middle.
He's still a winger.
And they'll have
You
Josh
did
Reynolds.
have a bad week. You're nasty tonight.
Josh Reynolds back for his second game.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds is back.
So yeah, look, the Rabbitohs should be winning this game,
Oh, it'd be
but I
funny
say
if
that
they
with no
lost.
confidence.
I'm on the Rabbitohs.
Yes.
So you should be. Queensland Country Bank Stadium, North Queensland and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Drinkwater back. Even though I think
Chester's been good.
Yeah, Drinkwater's back. I'm going to have to go for that only that reason. The Cows.
At home, and with all the injuries to the Dolphins, the Cowboys are definitely...
Cowboys have got their own injuries, though.
Yeah, but no. At home, I think they'll put on a better performance. And
all right.
I'm on North Queensland as well. Okay, Bluebet Stadium, Penrith Panthers and Manly Sea Eagles.
You need to make sure this is the game of the round if you expect to win. It's going to need to be the game of the round. But
I said
the Panthers
before.
will be winning.
32 points against you with Newcastle. Penrith scored 53 against the Raiders. This could be a concern for you, and it's at home for the Panthers. Why do Panthers have so many games at home?
I know they seem to, don't they?
All their big games are seem to play at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the Eagles.
Fair enough.
Because
I would have been disappointed if you didn't.
Because Schuster's back, and he's going to shore up that right side defence with Parker, and Jason Saab's back. So thankfully, we have someone who can run fast.
Yes, and who's tall, who can catch.
Morgan Harper is
still in the team.
Oh, because Collar's out, isn't he?
Collar's out.
Yeah.
I don't mind Morgan Harper. Look, I don't think he's a bad. He can make a tackle, but he makes bad reads in defence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so if he's not got somebody chirping at him, so I'm anticipating that Tom will probably be covering that field, which will limit his attack.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to Suncorp Stadium, Broncos and the Raiders.
Well, on current form.
You know, I really want to pick the Raiders. I don't think they can play that poorly again.
If they weren't playing the Broncos, I'd say you're probably right. But I think the Broncos are on a roll. They're at home. There'll be a mad, ravenous, two-headed crowd. And it will be...
And they got a good little halfback.
Yes, some young fella. No one
Who's actually exceptional at the moment.
I mean, he's just managing the team round. I don't know who he is.
There's some good halves going on at the moment, isn't it? Like, all the halves seem to be in really good form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bronx by a bit, I think.
Good little halfback. Yeah, I'm going Bronx.
Yeah, me too.
Titans and St George Illawarra on Sunday.
It's going to be a difficult game to pick.
Yeah, I'm on the Dragons. I think that with AJ Brimson and Kieran Foran both out.
Oh, still out.
I don't think... I think that those two are the leaders in the Titans' attack, and I don't think that they'll be able to score very many points. So I'm on the Drags.
I actually tipped the Titans, but I think you're right. Now that you've mentioned those two people out, I think I'll go back to the Dragons.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I'm going to stick with the Titans.
Yeah.
Jeez, their forward pack looks good though.
I know
the
it does.
Titans, the forward pack looks good.
I'm gonna
and they've had a week off.
Look, I'm so far down the ladder, it doesn't matter. I'm going to stick with the Titans.
Got one wrong last week. I've hit my straps.
Yeah, I got four.
Which one did you get wrong last week?
It was the Sharks, wasn't it?
Sharks.
So you're back against South. Some friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't get one wrong. You got two wrong.
Well, apparently they gave it to me, so I'll take it.
Really? Typical manager.
Which one?
It's the draw.
Yeah, we all got
You
it.
don't get any points
we
for
all
the draw.
got it.
We
all got it.
I thought the rules said that. I thought
Typical
the rules
manager.
Said, I thought the rules said you didn't get a
No,
point for a draw.
Everyone got 2 points for the draw.
Okay.
And
Newcastle Knights and the Warriors.
Gee. Two teams that were exciting. Well, resilient last week.
I am going to go the Warriors just because the Knights. I hate them because they beat us last week.
They didn't beat you last
He
week.
beat you last
Might
week.
as well have.
He didn't win, so therefore he lost.
Yeah. I'm going Warriors as well. Tom?
You know,
Oh, it's at home, and I think
can I just say, you know what really
another
frustrates
draw.
You can, but we're going in a long time.
Can I just
Another
say,
draw?
you know what really frustrates me last week? Dominic Young wasn't listed in that bloody team to play. He only got a run because of an injury and scored 4 tries. All right, last game, Steve.
So I'm going to go the Knights. I think. Okay. All right.
Last game is the West Tigers against Parramatta Eels at Stadium Australia.
You know what? I am so confident with this.
You're going to go the Tigers.
I think the Eels should win by about 40.
Yeah, Eels for me. I can't believe they're $3.27 the Tigers, which
No, that should
we
be
don't
$20.
bet, but they should be $20.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
So you hear that? Hear that, Janelle? Steve? Eels.
Yes, we're on the Eels.
we're on the Eels. Okay.
Still think you should
What do you
merge
got?
though.
What do you got?
We've got to wrap this up.
Right.
Let's do the quickly the tipping competition ladder. Bradley 62.
I'm killing
Ken has 56. McRooster's 52. Y Young Rabbitoh 52. St Mick 48. And the rest of us are all down the bottom.
Well,
You're
the
on
important thing is
46.
we're a week. I'm 11th.
Yeah.
McManly's 14th. And Rabbitohs is 17th. So
Yeah,
I'm
but there's
still
only
ahead
4
of you.
points between us.
Doesn't matter.
Please.
And you beat me last week.
I beat Tom
Congratulations.
in Super League. We've got Hayden and Fred, the Saints, on unbeaten on 10 points. Grinners, McManly round out the top 4, and then Robbie, and then a whole bunch of nufties on 4 points. Except Steve had a. Oh no, Steve hasn't got a win.
Oh, really?
I'm 0 from 5 at the moment.
He's great, this bloke. Hope I get to play you soon.
I'm below Sally, and Sally hasn't finished her team. Oh dear! I think there's something wrong with it. I think there's something wrong with the way they're calculating it.
Yeah. You've got a team full of Souths players.
I don't. That's the problem. I don't.
My team's excellent, by the way.
I keep saying. All right. Anything intelligent we end the show with? All right. I just say intelligent. Tom.
Yeah, want the Roosters to keep building.
You're at Tom Brown and Steve.
What's your comment?
This is my comment. You're with Tom Brown and Steve, watching from the sidelines. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll do it all again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
See ya.